as close as game day as we're going to get. I want to talk about the parallels between the Eagles and the Cardinals after last night's Thursday night football game and some last minute Cardinals keys to the game. Let's do that and much more next.
The Ben Garcia Show. Yeah. Woo. Best show in the land. Yup. Listen. Come and get your information from Ben Garcia. Get the latest on your quarterback, running backs, and receivers. Tune in, so any other show you don't need them. Any news that he giving out, please just believe him. Giving out the latest prediction and top-notch analysis. Wanna hear the truth, better have thick skin like calluses. The latest move that your team just made can be damaging. The dudes ain't speaking no facts, they just be rambling. Lights, camera, action, turn on the show, go get the cameraman. Yeah. Lights, camera, action, turn on the show, go get the cameraman. The Ben Garcia Show.
What is up? Welcome into yet another edition of the Ben Garcia Show. Congratulations, guys. You have made it to football season. We actually had a game last night, and it was a pretty good game, to say the least, between the Eagles and the Cowboys. And there are some things from that game that I want to talk about and kind of show some of the similar parallels between the Arizona Cardinals and that being the Philadelphia Eagles, as well as I did some research yesterday, and we've got a decent amount of things that we have to talk about between the Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. So let's jump into that here in just a second. But first, follow me on all social media platforms. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is going to be a hell of a season here covering the Arizona Cardinals and talking all things ball all season long. So with that being said, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show. And let's start here really quickly. So I immediately want to talk about, and we're going to get to Saints, Cardinals, some more keys and factors to that game, because I got some research done last night, and I think it's going to be some stuff that's kind of interesting for you guys. However, last night, there is such a difference between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know. I almost feel lazy because I said there was one juggernaut in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles. That was lazy analysis by me. I should have thought a little bit harder and used my noggin for just a couple of more seconds. That Eagles defense might be putrid. That might be one of the worst defenses in the NFL this year. That might be a little strong. Vic Fangio is a wizard defensive coordinator. He's going to reel some stuff in. But the talent disparity from this year to last year for the Philadelphia Eagles it's palpable. The cornerback position looks like a real weak spot. Adoree Jackson and even Quinyon Mitchell were getting picked on all night. CeeDee Lamb had his absolute way with them. Vic Fangio maybe wanted to try to pull CeeDee Lamb out of this game. It never could happen. He got open whenever he wanted to. And if CeeDee Lamb catches that ball that Dak Prescott put in the breadbasket late in that game, they probably win this game. So this is why I picked the Arizona Cardinals to be in the NFC Conference Championship game this year. Because the NFC is wide open. And after watching last night's Thursday night football game, the Eagles don't even scare me as much as I thought maybe they would. They are clearly better than the Cardinals right now for a multitude of reasons. Continuity, the quarterback is just better on a consistent week-by-week basis, although I think Kyler Murray can definitely be better than Jalen Hurts. But the offense, they could not get anything rolling for A.J. Brown. It wasn't a high-level, throw-the-ball deep downfield offense for the Philadelphia Eagles. And so the reason why I picked the Cardinals to be in the conference championship game, a large reasoning for it was, I like this team. They've got dudes on this team everywhere. However, it's not about that. It's about the fact that the NFC is just not that good. And watching Philadelphia last night, holy cow, man. Holy bleepin' bleep. That defense looks rough. No more Brandon Graham, no more Josh Sweat, no more Milton Williams. And so when they lose when they lose Jalen Carter last night, they were a BB gun, water gun defense. There was not even bark and really no bite. That is a defense that is not scaring anyone. And if the Cardinals reach their offensive limits that I think we all believe that they can reach, if they played the Eagles in a game, I don't think the talent gap is the Grand Canyon. And maybe I'm overreacting to a Thursday night football game. And that's very possible. Maybe the Eagles were feeling themselves. It's banner night, even though Nick Sirianni tried to tell you and pretend that he didn't know it was banner night. All of those different things. So for that to be the reasoning for it, I don't think the Eagles are that much better than everyone else in the NFC. They lost a lot of talent last year. No Chauncey Gardner-Johnson anymore. No Brandon Graham. No Milton Williams. No Josh Sweat. And when they lost Jalen Carter last night, it became a really bad defense. So that's take number one. The NFC is wide open for the taking, and the Arizona Cardinals could easily be in the conference championship game. And a lot of that is because the best team that was playing last night, or allegedly the best team, did not look very good at all. The Cowboys should have won that game. And it's why if the Cardinals can figure things out on offense and everything comes together in the pass rush, they could be the surprise team in the NFC this year. And I've been saying that for like 2 months now. And so I'm going to continue to say it. I think the Cardinals make the conference championship game this year and lose. I'm not sure to who, but it's hard to make a jump from no playoffs to Super Bowl. But because the NFC is just not very good, I would move the Cardinals into that prediction of an NFC conference championship team. Here's the other thing. Here's point number 2. Jalen Carter spitting in Dak Prescott's face yesterday. The first thing that ran through my mind was that would never happen on a Jonathan Gannon coach team. That would never happen on a Cardinals team that is coached by Jonathan Gannon. Jalen Carter, first off, would never have been selected by the Arizona Cardinals. There's a reason why he fell in the draft. And there's a reason why you, the listeners and the enjoyers of the Ben Garcia show, have sometimes put me in check and said, hey, Micah, Trey Hendrickson, TJ Watt, some of those guys just aren't Monty Austin-Fork guys, and they're not going to trade for them. So stop bringing it up. And my point was always, well, if you want to win a championship, neither of these guys are to the headache of what Jalen Carter is. But to Monty Austin-Fork and Jonathan Gannon's points, they want high character guys who put the team over themselves. And right there was a clear reasoning why Jalen Carter was never going to be a member of the Arizona Cardinals. And this is why the Cardinals took Paris Johnson Jr. years ago. Because one guy is a high character player and the other one is a freaking headache. And my guy in the chat, Aaron, but they got a ring with him. Sure. I'm not saying that he's not a talented player. And when you have a lot of other things around him, like they did last year, you cover up some of his immaturity. But I believe on a Jonathan Gannon coach team, he would never have been here. Because no one on this Cardinals defense or offense, there's not a single player that you would say, oh yeah, I could see them spitting on someone. I mean, you got to suspend Jalen Carter multiple games. You just cannot set a precedent that is okay ever. At least 2 games, he's got to be gone. And it got me thinking, that would never happen on a Jonathan Gannon coach team. It simply would never happen. They fear their head coach too much, as well as they would never let a person of that low of character on the field. Jalen Carter is a freaking loser, man. How Dak Prescott just didn't swing on him when he had the chance speaks to the stoicism of Dak Prescott. Because obviously I would lose that fight and Dak would probably lose that fight, but you can't let a dude try to swing on you. Or I'm sorry, try to spit on you. That's just low. And so that was my second point last night was, damn, I really love the players that the Cardinals continue to target. And that is high character players that put the team above themselves. No Cardinals player would have done that last night. None of them. There's not a singular Cardinal player that you could say to yourself, oh yeah, I could see them doing that. That's not the way they've built this team, and it's not the way that they will continue to build this team. And maybe that's why they passed on Micah. I don't think Micah's a low character guy, but he kind of is a look at me guy, and the Cardinals don't want that. So those are my 2 points from last night's Thursday night football game. Let's move on to Sunday against the Saints. So we talked about a couple of different ways that the Cardinals can win this game. And I've given you my prediction on Wednesday. I believe the Cardinals are going to win this game, but I think it's going to be closer than you think. I think it's a 26-20 ball game because for a couple of reasons, and I'll recap these really quickly. You don't know what you don't know at the beginning of the season. When you put a record that says 0-0 in front of a bunch of grown men, grown professional football players, they will say to themselves, if we just try really hard, scratch, claw, do all the little things, we could scrape our way to the playoffs, and then who knows what could happen. Ball bounces the wrong direction, we continue to advance. You just don't. Nothing is more dangerous than a team that doesn't know that they suck. And the Saints don't know that they suck yet. And so going on the road in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, an incredibly loud stadium where you're not going to be able to get the play into each other, it is going to be a hostile environment. So I think the Cardinals win this game, but I think it gets a little uncomfortable. Combine it with the fact that the Eagles' offense looked atrocious last night for stretches. I know Jalen Hurts was 19 for 23. I'm not sure he threw a ball further than 5 yards down the field all game outside of the one to Jahan Dotson. So Kellen Moore showed his value right there. He is an offensive coordinator who's got some tricks up his sleeve. How is he going to be as a head coach? I'm not sure. But can he lift Spencer Rattler up from the depths of Hades, being a garbage quarterback? I believe he can bring him into the average realm. And that is a massive leap from where Spencer Rattler is now. So Spencer Rattler's last stand as an NFL quarterback, a starting NFL quarterback with the Saints. The fact that they're 0-0, you don't know how bad you are yet. The Cardinals are going to be in a close game, but I think they win. And I also mentioned this as well. This team needs to make Spencer Rattler beat them. I don't care what Kellen Moore does to him. There is no world where I fear Spencer Rattler. Put 6, 7 in the box, make some designed blitzes, confuse him, send the house at him. Chris Olave is a good wide receiver, a very good wide receiver. Rashid Shaheed, good wide receiver. Jawan Johnson, decent tight end. They're not starved of weapons. Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. But they still have to get the ball thrown to them. And I don't trust Spencer Rattler to do that efficiently. So with this Cardinals team, blitz the hell out of Spencer Rattler. Make him a pocket passer. Make him stand in the pocket, read things even quicker than he thought he might need to, and speed him up in the pocket. Nick Rawless and Jonathan Gannon have a lot of new toys on this defensive line. Use them. And I think Jonathan Gannon and Nick Rawless will do that. Make Spencer Rattler beat you. And if he does, you tip your cap to him. But he has not shown through this much of his NFL career anything. And he was a highly touted prospect coming out of high school. Make him beat you. And if he does, we'll adjust the game plan accordingly. but send blitzes, confuse him, stack the box, stop the run game, make Spencer Rattler beat you with his arm. And if he does, you tip your cap and you change the game plan. But here's the other thing. So as I was doing research for this game, I was looking through this stuff. Kyler Murray has talked about wanting to run the ball more. This is going to be the game where Kyler Murray shows us and stops telling us that he wants to run the football. So as I was looking through this game, the Saints were the third worst defense last year in terms of rushing yards. The Saints were the third worst defense last year, giving up yards per game at 379. They were the second worst in rushing yards a game allowed at 141. The game game is simple offensively. Run the damn football. I want this to be a game where next Monday I'm talking about James Conner and Trey Benson going loose, Kyler Murray breaking the back of the defense, running off 15 yards after 15-yard chunk plays. And I want to talk about on Monday or on Wednesday, man, we didn't see Kyler throw the ball a lot. 120 yards rushing or 120 yards passing. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 6 receptions for 40 yards. That's what I want to talk about. The Saints didn't do anything over the offseason to massively improve their defensive front. They're going to be a bad rushing defense again this year. And the statistics say it right here. They were the third worst defense of last year in terms of yards per game at 379. They were the second worst in rushing yards a game at 141. The game plan is simple. Run the damn football. And run it early, run it often, and run it late. Keep the opposing offense off the field and allow Kyler Murray, James Conner, and Trey Benson to absolutely go to work. So, with that being said, the Cardinals last year were 7th in rushing yards per game. For all the shortcomings of Drew Petzing, I mean, we have to hand it to him. The Cardinals have never been consistently this good of a rushing offense. They haven't been. And over the last couple of seasons, either they're a top 8 rushing offense or they're a top 5 rushing offense. So credit to Drew Petzing here. Last year, the Cardinals were 7th in rushing yards per game at 144. And the Saints gave up 141 a game. This should be a game where Kyler Murray all offseason was telling us, I want to run more. Okay, show me, don't tell me. Kyler Murray has to break the back of the defensive backs and break contain and make linebackers come up to him and cheat a little bit because they're worried he's going to run. Kyler Murray needs to channel his inner Lamar Jackson almost a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm checking out the chat a little bit, making sure I'm not missing anything. However, Kyler needs to channel his inner Lamar Jackson a little bit. Not just him running the football, but what was so effective for Lamar Jackson early in his career when he didn't have the best accuracy. He would rush, defensive backs would come up, linebackers would come up, and he would be able to find a wide open Hollywood Brown or Rashad Bateman early in his career, streaking downfield because defensive backs have already committed to him and left their wide receivers wide open. Kyler Murray should be hitting when he's throwing the ball, butt naked, wide open wide receivers because he's making defensive backs and linebackers creep up because they're so worried about him rattling off a 30-yard rush. Kyler has been telling us all offseason, I want to run more. This is the perfect opportunity to run more. The Saints' rushing defense is garbage. It was the second worst last year at 141 yards per game. The Cardinals were the 7th best rushing offense last year at 144 a game. This is the Kyler Murray show me, don't tell me rushing game. Make the Saints pay. And if Kyler Murray truly wants to show us he wants to use his legs more, his secret weapon offensively, this is the game to do it. And James Conner and Trey Benson as well have to get into the mix here. They have to be able to use their legs, gash the opposing defense of the New Orleans Saints, and break their backs. And if they do that, then Kyler, James Conner, and Trey Benson are going to have massive days. And Drew Petzing, to his detriment, we're not sure he gets passing the football. But each and every year, they have one of the best rushing attacks in the NFL. Drew Petzing knows what he's doing rushing the football. He should be licking his chops, looking at this depleted Saints defense that did nothing in the offseason to truly help raise the floor of their rushing defense. This should be on paper a really easy game and a mismatch for the Cardinals. However, because they're going to the Superdome, it's an early morning game. It's Spencer Rattler's last stand as a starting quarterback. Kellen Moore is an offensive coordinator who just won a Super Bowl and is now a head coach. For all those reasons, I'll keep it close. But ultimately, I think the Cardinals win this game 26-20, and it's because the rushing attack from Kyler, Trey Benson, and James Conner look absolutely awesome and just break the backs of the Saints. Looking at some of the comments in my comment section here, I wanted to take a second to look at this stuff. You'll regret this title. If the Saints offensive line plays good, then good luck. Okay. Thanks, Horan. I'm not trying to missay your name, but I mean, okay. Guys in the chat, I hope you found my articles on raising Zona about this topic. I'd love to see it. Will they? That's the real question. If the Saints win this video will age like cheese. We will see if he can take the hits because he will be hit. A lot of the things you guys are saying are right. I have clear worries about Kyler actually doing the thing that he says he's going to do. Will he actually run the ball more? I don't know. It's why I've compared Kyler. Kyler is more mature than this person, but this is why I've compared Kyler Murray to DeAndre Ayton a little bit. Show me, don't tell me. Do the thing. Don't just tell me you're going to do the thing. Actually do the thing. It's awesome that you're saying all the right things and that, you want to run the ball more, or in DeAndre Ayton's case, it was always, I'm dominating, I'm going to dunk, I'm going to be more aggressive. Okay, cool. Show me, don't tell me. I've been saying that all year. I've been consistent about this. Kyler Murray says, I want to run more. Okay, then run more. This is the game to do so. So, in a year where it's Kyler Murray's last stand potentially as a starting quarterback in the NFL, this is where it starts. It is a soft landing spot for him. If he comes into this game and follows the game plan accordingly, they will win this game. And it's interesting because Kyler is, I just wonder what the Cardinals are going to do offensively. I feel like they see these statistics and they're going to run the ball, but sometimes the Cardinals come out and just do something stupid. I mean, and we've all seen that before. It's not something that's absolutely out of the realm for the Cardinals. They've done that. However, this is the game to do it. Change the game plan and make everyone feel really good. I do think the Cardinals, because it's such a bad mismatch, can dominate this game. But I just think because week ones are weird and all the reasons that I've said before, it's going to be closer than you think, not just a massive gauntlet beatdown of the Cardinals. It's week one, things are weird, and if the Cardinals win by 6 points or 3 points or hell, a game-winning field goal, I'm not going to kill them. I'm not going to do that because it's week one, optics matter a little bit, but let's just get the win and then take on Bryce Young and the Panthers next week. This is a really soft landing spot. I don't know what to tell you guys. But what I will say is we can't be talking about a Cardinals loss on Monday. I've been listed as, and I will only do 2 minutes on this because I don't want to be seen as doom and gloom guy. That's not me. I am a realist guy. But I also want to see around corners. And I want to cover my butt here. We cannot be talking about a Cardinals loss on Monday. If we are, we're changing up predictions. We're already going after Kyler. We're already questioning Jonathan Gannon's intelligence and his ability to motivate players. We're doing all that stuff. So I don't even want to get too far into that. But we cannot be talking about a Cardinals loss on Monday. If we do talk about that, heads are going to roll on Monday. This is a soft landing spot and as close as a must-win early in the season as it's going to get. We know Kyler Murray's history in late season scenarios. He's not great. And we know the Cardinals who have fallen apart towards the end of seasons. These are gimme games. Nothing is a gimme in the NFL, that old cliche, but this is a gimme game. Win this game and take care of business over the next couple weeks, and we won't even have to worry about too much. Okay, what's going to happen late in the season? I think the Cardinals are going to have the NFC West wrapped up before the last game of the season. I don't even think they're going to be trying in the last game of the season. I think they go 11-6. I think they make the conference championship game. And I think Kyler Murray has one of his better seasons, but everything around him is the reason why I'm picking it. Because I like the roster everywhere. I like the head coach. And I'm starting to get into the ability that I like Drew Petzing a little bit more than maybe I'm thinking I'm liking him. So, with that being said, guys, it's going to be a hell of a weekend. Can't wait. It's going to be a ton of fun. Do me a favor, guys. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show. I will be here on Monday morning, 7 a.m. recapping the game. I will also be here on Wednesday at 7 a.m. and Friday at 7 a.m. That is the normal schedule of the Ben Garcia Show. 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the stream. Listen, if you're here, hit the like button for me. Like, just help me out there. Right now we have 6 likes. Just get me to 10, all right? That's all I'm asking for. Just get me to 10 likes before the stream ends. So with that being said, guys, GTO Greg, you and Clancy will set the show on fire on Tuesday if they lose. That's funny. That's funny. We will. We might actually agree for once. But I love my dude Clancy. He's a good dude. Do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe. We're not talking about if they're losing anymore. Keep the bad juju out. I wanted to talk about it for 60 seconds just so I could cover my ass, all right? So no more talking about it. The Cardinals are going to win on Sunday. It's not going to happen. Let's not speak that into the world. Let's get off to a good start. 1-0 on Sunday. So with that being said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the stream. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show. At me on social media. If you guys want to talk to me, DM me. I'll DM you back. So with that being said, guys, have a hell of a Friday. Go Birds. And let's start off this season 1-0.